In the vast darkness of space, among the stars that glittered like scattered diamonds, the alien race known as the Xilorians faced a threat unlike any they had ever known. Towering creatures from the void called the Dreth had descended upon their peaceful world of Xiloria Prime. The Dreth were nightmares made flesh, massive beings with jagged armor, burning red eyes, and strength beyond imagination. Entire fleets had fallen before them, and the proud Silurian warriors, known for their disciplined armies and advanced technology, were helpless against the invaders' overwhelming power. Cities burned, skies darkened, and hope faded with every passing day. Desperate and on the brink of extinction, the Xilorians sent out a distress signal into the galaxy, a last, desperate plea for aid. Their message was clear: we face annihilation. Any who can help, please answer. And humanity answered. But not the strong, battle-hardened soldiers the Xilorians expected. No elite warriors, no advanced military fleets arrived from Earth. Instead, a small, unassuming ship emerged from hyperspace and touched down on Xiloria Prime, carrying a handful of what the Xilorians immediately perceived as weak and fragile beings. These humans were scientists, doctors, engineers, ordinary people with no visible weapons, no intimidating armor. To the Xilorians, this was not a rescue, it was a cruel joke. High Commander Vrax of the Xilorians stood tall, his shimmering silver armor reflecting the pale light of Xiloria's twin suns. His sharp, angular face was twisted with disbelief and frustration as he watched the human delegation approach. "Where are your warriors?" he demanded, his voice sharp and laced with desperation. His people were dying, and this was humanity's answer? Dr. Elena Carter, a middle-aged human scientist with silver-streaked hair and calm, determined eyes, stepped forward. Her simple attire contrasted starkly with the ornate armor of the Xilorians. "We're here to help," she said gently, her voice steady and sincere. "Help? You have no weapons, no soldiers. What can you possibly do against the Dreth?" Vrax's frustration was clear, his voice rising with every word. Aletta took a deep breath, undeterred by his anger. "We fight differently. Let us try. You have nothing left to lose." Vrax stared at her for a long moment, the weight of his people's suffering pressing down on him. With a heavy heart, he relented. "Very well, but do not expect miracles." The humans immediately set to work, not on the battlefield, but in the ruins left behind by the Dreth. They moved through devastated cities, setting up makeshift hospitals, treating the wounded with advanced medical technology that astonished the Xilorian healers. Injuries once deemed fatal were healed. Lives thought lost were saved. Engineers restored vital infrastructure, bringing power and communication back to places that had been plunged into silence. Water purification systems were rebuilt, and food supplies stabilized. The Xilorians watched in quiet awe as the so-called weak humans worked tirelessly, bringing order and hope where chaos had reigned. But the true shock came when the Dreth attacked again. Instead of retreating or panicking, the humans adapted quickly. Scientists like Elena studied the Dreth's movements, analyzing battle footage, identifying patterns in their attacks. Within days, they made a breakthrough, a discovery that would change everything. The Dreth's armor, though seemingly invincible, had vulnerabilities. It resonated at a particular frequency when struck in specific areas, weak points that could be exploited. The Dreth were powerful, but they were predictable. Their greatest strength was also their downfall. Elena and her team shared their findings with the Xilorian commanders. Human engineers collaborated with Xilorian scientists to develop specialized energy traps designed to target these weak points. These devices didn't rely on brute force, but on precision and strategy. They were small, portable, and devastatingly effective. When the Dreth advanced again, expecting another easy victory, they walked straight into a trap. Energy pulses struck their weak spots with devastating precision. The first Dreth to fall let out an earth-shattering roar as its massive frame collapsed, its armor shattered by a force it had never encountered before. For the first time since the invasion began, the Dreth retreated in confusion and fear. The Xilorians watched in stunned silence. The once overlooked humans had succeeded where mighty warriors had failed. More Dreth fell in the days that followed, each defeat a testament to humanity's ingenuity, resilience, and refusal to surrender. Vrax approached Elena, no longer a skeptic, but a humbled leader. His voice was softer now, tinged with awe and gratitude. You're not warriors, but you've saved us. How did you do this? Elena smiled faintly, exhaustion and relief in her eyes. Being strong isn't always about muscles or weapons. Sometimes strength is about understanding your enemy, adapting to the challenge, and never giving up, no matter how weak you might seem. As days turned to weeks, the Dreth found themselves on the defensive for the first time. Human and Silurian forces worked together, combining raw strength with sharp intellect. The Dreth, unable to adapt to the humans' relentless strategies and technological traps, retreated into the shadows from which they had come. The war was won, not by force of arms, but by the brilliance and determination of those who had been dismissed as weak. Word spread quickly across the galaxy. The mighty Silurians had been saved not by powerful warriors, but by fragile beings who fought with their minds, hearts, and compassion. The humans, once seen as weak and insignificant by many advanced civilizations, had proven something shocking and undeniable. True strength lies not in physical might, but in resilience, intelligence, and the courage to stand firm when all hope seems lost. In the aftermath of the victory, monuments were built not just for the fallen, but for the saviors who had come from Earth. Humans became legends, respected not for their weapons, but for their ability to outthink, outmaneuver, and inspire others. Vrax, now a friend and ally to humanity, often spoke of the day the humans arrived. They came not with guns, but with hope. They didn't just save us. They taught us what true strength really is. And humanity, once ignored by the great powers of the galaxy, had earned their place among the stars, not as conquerors, but as the most dangerous kind of force in the universe. The ones who never give up,